This slice of heaven, rich with bountiful blades of green grass and hills that go on for miles, can be found smack in the middle of Middletown Township, and voters in town are doing their best to keep it exactly the way it is.
This is a beautiful Porcy Park here in Middletown, New Jersey, and it's one of our largest parks that we have here. And it actually dates back to the early 1700s when Joseph Murray, who was one of Middletown's original settlers, his house is actually right down this way, right down there. The farmhouse is still there. The original house is still there.
The park, rich with history, is the size of 4,545 football fields, but of course comes with a cost.
Well, back in 1998, Middletown originally decided to create this open space trust fund, and that trust fund was 1 penny per $100 of the assessed value of all the properties here in Middletown. And just 4 short years later, in 2002, the voters overwhelmingly supported an increase of 1 penny to that trust fund. Earlier this year, Middletown and the Township Committee decided to put a referendum on the ballot that would increase our open space tax. So a dedicated stream of revenue that can only be used on acquiring and preserving and enhancing Middletown's open space and parks, just like Porcy.
So Middletown registered voters had a chance to weigh in this year's election, and so far, the odds of keeping the land preserved are looking pretty good.
Fortunately, that ballot referendum is looking very good. I know that only 73% of the votes are in and tabulated at this point, but we're winning 2-1 in terms of that. It's an unprecedented year, right, with Governor Murphy going to an all mail-in ballot election. And, I know that the volunteers that are working down tabulating these ballots are working day in and day out and trying to give a clear picture as to where Monmouth County and where all the 53 towns that make up Monmouth County, who their elected leaders are going to be come January.
Middletown has over 6,000 acres of preserved land, including where we're standing here in Porcy Park, where residents can exercise, students can enjoy the nature center, and all can have a taste of the Revolutionary War.
The amount of students that come and enjoy our nature center, the events that occur underneath our living roof pavilion with bands and folks coming and doing their shows. These are all great things that we're able to provide for the community.
Mayor Perry tells me that Middletown is already densely populated, but its wide open space is appreciated now more than ever.
And especially in light of COVID, with a flight of people coming from New York City and Bergen County, places like Middletown are under strain to allow for more building to occur. Well, it's my responsibility and the responsibility of the Township Committee to preserve the quality of life we have here and not inundate our roads, inundate our schools with more people and more cars.
Mayor Perry held a press conference prior to the election to fight for open space, and now it is just a waiting game, like the rest of the country, to count the rest of the ballots. Reporting from Middletown for New Jersey News Network, I'm Kimberly Kravitz.